two sides butting heads. That is the product of every story. And that is no different for Invincible. Now, you may be asking what this title is about. It is about how Invincible does duality very well. And I honestly think that Invincible is somewhat better than Marvel and DC combined. Because when it comes to duality, they knock it out of the park. Because in Marvel, you have your characters like Loki. You'd say that he's a product of duality. No, I hate to say it, but I think that Loki has done more good than bad to warrant him hero status. There's a ton of heroes in Marvel and DC, or there's a ton of villains in Marvel and DC who just became good guys rather than anti-heroes. But Invincible, there is no good guy or bad guy. Like Cecil says, to quote him, you can either be a good guy or a guy who saves the world. You can't be both. Which is so fucking true. Because sometimes you have to be brutal in order to get shit done. And that is the quote we're going to be looking at today. Because if you guys don't know, spoilers, heavy spoilers, keep in mind. There is a lot of spoilers in here. So the thing is that in Invincible, there is no good guy or bad guy. In the newer storyline, Nolan versus Mark, there's no good or bad. It's just a misunderstanding and different viewpoints. That doesn't make them bad guy or good guy. So let's get into it. Mark is mad at Cecil because Cecil used to work with villains, or still works with villains. Mark's ideology is that villains are villains and they'll never change. This is probably also trauma from his dad, because it's like if Mark accepts that villains can change, then he's gonna have to accept his dad to change, which will make it more difficult for him to live. And there's no bad guy in this show. Well, there are bad guys, but none of them... Okay, so the bad guys are the bad guys. But, like, the characters you'd expect to pick a side of... Like, I can't pick a side. Mark's done some shitty things. Cecil's done some sketchy things. And I just can't. There's only a couple of villains. Angstrom's a villain. At this point, he's just a villain. He's not even a understandable villain. After seeing him team up with the bad Marks to kill the one good Mark, it's just dumb, dude. I hate Angstrom, if you guys can't tell. He's probably the worst written villain right now. But, like, yeah. There's that guy, that weird mole creature guy. And Nolan, which Nolan now is becoming an anti-hero. An actual anti-hero, not Loki level. But yeah. So Invincible is the only show that I've seen so far that does duality very well. I've never seen any show tackle duality as well as Invincible has. Anyway, if you know of any shows that have tackled duality, well, let me know in the comments. And other than that, I will see you guys later.